Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Tipton's Not So Sharp Gaming. We are here once again in Enderal. I will be going downstairs in approximately 2 minutes to try and coerce my dog into coming back inside. Why? Because I let him outside, obviously. God damn it. No, Thank you. Fuck you. Oh no, I took it. I want to see how this looks. Looks better with that one. I'm just looking at my inventory real quick before I go down. I got a spell book, I thought. I forgot there. Oh yeah. I don't know where they were. I straight up had no fucking idea where they were. Like, holy fucking Christ. They were just everywhere. Damn it, I just okay, I'll be right back. It wasn't very hard. I got on the first try. Oof. I'm cold. Okay. There we go. I bet that would kill me. I bet that wouldn't kill me. No, but it'll take a good portion of my fucking health. Yeah, I bet that wouldn't kill me. No, it'll take just a portion of my health. Take this Myra tower back. I really want to like take a minute and like just explore for a good while. But as a, what was I saying? I want to take a moment and it's just beautiful. I love it.
Still on the road at this hour of day? I think I have just what you need. A flight right to the next inn.
Wait one fucking moment. What's this fucking called? Myrie Tower Arc. Okay. So.
Hello. Good to hear. Where to?
I'm gonna fly! But whenever I play games like this, I need to get the story done as quickly as possible.
Yes?
Fuck you. That's what. Got him. Got him. Now he's gonna be crying like a bitch. Oh.
Well, who's the point? You just have to live with it.
We always go too easy on the scum.
What?
Settle themselves. Idiots.
Evening?
Some people just don't know their place in the world.
You have? Well, sure. Let me see. Or tell me what you need.
Oh, fuck no. You're poor as shit. Kill yourself. Yeah, you can have that though. Thanks.
Walk
Later.
blessed.
What? Did you say something? No, I'm perfectly fine. This is a grave. I'm kneeling in front of it. I couldn't be better. I'm sorry. You didn't deserve that. I don't know whether I'm coming or going. My sister, Gadia, I don't know if you've heard about it, but there was this incident in the temple. The Red Madness. And you've heard about it. My sister, she was a novice, just as I am. And she...
My name? Isn't this a surprise? Where are you headed?
You know,
Have you heard the news?
she met this boy.
Till the next day of the Kraken, there
He was only of the manufacturer's path, and neither our parents nor the Holy Order would have approved.
So you want
She wanted to leave the city with him,
Don't
travel the
you remember what
lands,
Father Tarrant tells
just like in the Bard
the
songs.
last sermon? The order deals the how shall I say?
I called her a fool.
message of this play as
I told her that it was our path to serve the Order,
might even say,
and that leaving here would be a sin.
And why would that be?
3 days later, it happened.
well, according to him, how the
She
play
sat in the first
portrays
row
the
in Europe.
Scarab is far too positive.
You know,
As civilized people even, there's nothing to see.
you say it as if it were far-fetched. But it is my fault. Without me, she would be with that boy in Dunville,
I didn't know that.
building a new life.
Then I suppose I should rethink
It is my fault she was in the lecture that day.
I need to go.
No matter how I twist and turn
See
it,
you around.
this is how it is.
Walk blessed.
Easy for you to say. Anyway, I should go back to the temple. Thank you for your words. Walk blessed.
Keep walking.
Yeah. It's not as if I didn't tell them that already.
I don't. What? What the fuck's her problem? It's because you have tits? You don't like that you have tits? I think you look great with tits. Tits are nice. Tits are nice. Tipton 2020 for president. Tits are nice.
Watch yourself. The streets aren't safe.
I'm sorry. I decided not to fucking give a shit what you have to say.
Watch
Why?
yourself. The streets aren't
And he fucking followed me because he is a fucking cock. God damn it. Fuck this guy right here. Fuck you. Hey.
This is holy ground,
I
Outlander.
don't give a
You
shit.
do not belong here.
I will take a shit on this holy ground. Why? Because I'm just that damn more important to you. You fucktard. You inbred fucktard. God damn, I'm just fucking going off. Where's this one fucker? God damn it.
Huh, the notorious prodigy. I was told you know a lot about swordplay. I'd love to see if there's any truth to that. Well met.
Oh? Well, I got a fucking field open area right there. Why don't we fucking go there and fight? Thought. I will.
Who are you?
I'm Big Dick Masterson. I'm admittedly a little bit fucking tired.
It's dark already. Time really does fly by. This just doesn't make any sense. Why can't it ever be easy?
Who the fuck are... I'm an idiot. I never know where the... I hear over here. Not over there. I hear... Wait, where's the map? What's this? Arkham.
Transcribe verse 80 100 times.
Oh, excuse me. I didn't even remember you.
Magisters never change.
Instead of feeling humble, they only laughed with scorn. Their downfall started over. Their lives became
Walk blessed. Of course. Sister. I completely forgot. Oh, Euro, you damned old fool. I guess I should be lenient with her. Here, I think I owe you this for your time. Now, excuse me. We have a lot to do here.
their bodies are decaying, their minds are full of hate. They're hoping for a holy sword to end their awful fate. Their life was
This is holy ground, Outlander. You do not... belong here.
in death. They are lost ones for.
What would you like to hear? Sure.
The light fit our ancient world seemed
Ha.
new.
It's just that song was kind of fucking, you know, depressing me. Even though I'm leaving. Oh wait, where's my yeah, I'm getting fucking rich. What's this over here? This is a fancy looking chest. Oh, secure. Oh, it's a secure chest.
pathlessness wherever you look. Where is this
Where's
supposed
my... I haven't even been over 200 yet. That's kind of weird. Usually I'm like be hitting shit right now. Hitting that foul ass. What is like that green fucking slime?
Now, if it isn't the prodigy, well... Yes, I know. She's already told me everything. Good work. Even though part of her report seemed to be a bit... enthusiastic. But I'll leave the judgment to Aranthiel. He wants to talk to you anyway. Seems you've caught his interest.
Thou art my light, my glimmer at the horizon.
In the Emporium, the last building on the left side of the temple. Just tell the guard that Aranthiel has asked for you, and they will let you in. Ah yes, before I forget. My dame Lucy has left a token of gratitude for you. It's your choice. Do you want a book, an old map, or a bag of pennies?
Oh god.
Very well. Now get a move on. I'm sure we'll talk again later.
There we go. I should have took goddamn, what you call it, treasure map. I'm gonna regret that.
That's
what?
It's just some fucking assholes in there. Just go, what? Like, fuck you. Like,
Huh?
it's okay. I was just making sure. Or something.
The notorious prodigy. I was told you know a lot about swordplay. I'd love to see if there's any truth.
Oh, do you want to fucking fight, Thought? Oh, here we go.
Well met. Need something?
Okay, I'm just gonna fucking go in, I guess. Thanks.
It is a suspicion, Teela. And to send an entire division across the sea because of a suspicion is madness.
We need to find out who sent the mercenaries. This Pegast said that they were after the Signet Stone, and if they succeed in getting hold of it next time, then the Black Guardian alone knows how to stop the cycle.
The cycle. Listening to you talk almost makes me forget that all this fuss here is merely based on some bad dreams you and your Neremese friends had.
The threat is real. Deny it as much as you like, but deep inside, you feel it as much as I do.
Teela, you're a commander, and a commander doesn't care about feelings, but about facts. You have made this mistake before, Teela, back then in Kira.
Natara,
Oh, no.
the mission will happen. I'm sorry.
You have a visitor.
So, you are the prodigy everyone is talking about. Interesting. I am Teela Aranthiel, son of Lorius I and Grandmaster of the Order, and I'm honored to meet you. What is your name? Yes, and I will come straight to the point. You are here because I believe that you are special. Humanity faces a threat that needs to be stopped, and to achieve this, you are indispensable. Among other things, yes. I do not need to explain to you that the present situation on Veen is chaotic. The wars, the living dead, common people who are losing their minds, to name only the most obvious. What most people are not aware of is the connection between these events. You, however, have encountered it, as have I. I do. And I will explain everything to you. What it means, who we are, and what your part in all of this is. Come, follow me. Maybe you already know who I am. My entire life, I served the gods who ruled Vin, until their death 2 years ago. What you probably do not know is that the one responsible for their death is my son,
Have you heard?
Aranthia.
Apparently the Blue Islands Coalition
He
sent an
hated
emissary
the
here to
Lightborn
Enderal.
because he believed that they robbed mankind of their right to
They are
freedom.
bold. We gotta
So
give
he
them that.
strived to overthrow them. He found followers, formed an army and declared war on them, and thus on me, a servant of the Lightborn as well. It all ended in a battle 30 years ago, which Narazul won. He killed every single survivor except for me, and locked me in a dungeon on Nerim. I still do not know why he spared me. Good question. Because at the moment stability is the highest good, even more so considering what we are facing. The rulers of Kira and Kile both made the mistake to acknowledge the death of the gods to their people, and the civil wars that followed in their countries are evidence of the chaos that such a revelation entails. Enderal is the cradle of the Order of the Gods, the epitome of theocracy. It is unthinkable what would happen if we confirmed these rumors. I am sure you understand this. Maybe when all this is over that will change, but for now it is imperative that we deny all rumors of that kind. There were circumstances favoring the development, but it's a long story which we won't discuss now. Yes, after more than 30 years, when the death of the gods made the magic around the prison disappear. And during my escape in the northern mountains of Nerim, I also had them for the first time, the dreams.
Familiar faces in my...
I always saw the same glaring, terrible light. Heard screaming, and I felt like I was burning up from the inside. And above all, like a veil, there was the knowledge of imminence. At first, of course, I dismissed these dreams as the delusion of a man close to death. So I concentrated on making it through the mountains somehow. 2 days after my escape, I was completely exhausted, and I would have died if a former acolyte of my son had not found me. Yes, but he did not recognize me, and brought me to their headquarters instead, an old monastery in the mountains. The others were aware of my identity, but for whatever reason they did not kill me. Maybe because they thought that the death of the Lightborn had made me insignificant. I do not know. Still, even after my recovery, the dreams continued. At first, I doubted my sanity, but after some time I told the leader of the mages, Constantine, about them. And he said something that I'd never expected. I was not alone. He, as well as many others magically gifted on Vin, dreamed the same dreams. And the more we talked about the matter, the stronger our suspicion grew, which has now turned out to be the truth. The dreams, they come from the same place. They are a shared memory. A collective subconscious. Yes, I know that you can feel it too, and probably far more intense than we do. But like you back then, we were not able to make sense of the images. So we went looking for answers in the remains of the civilization that was before us, the Pyreans. 3 things. First, there were many civilizations before us and before the Pyreans. Maybe hundreds, maybe thousands. Second, the history of each civilization unfolded and still unfolds according to a pattern. They emerge, they blossom, and at some point, at the apex of their existence, they simply disappear without any trace. And third, everything that has happened in the past years, and which is still happening, indicates that this disappearance lies ahead of us. We are part of an eternal loop, a cycle, and our cycle is approaching its end. Not identical, but one can split them up into episodes which repeat themselves in the very same manner, into patterns. Yes, dramatically put, they're the envoys of the end. I see why you would say that, and I've felt the same way. For a very long time, too. But there came a moment when we simply could not deny it anymore. We began to study the history of the Pyreans more intensely, and the parallels were extraordinary. In its early days, the Pyrean Empire was split up by a disaster, just like Vin was split up by the Starfall after the reign of the Eterna. Also, the Pyreans had a ruling caste who declared themselves gods after the catastrophe. The 2 castes of the Sun Priest. They too ruled until they were overthrown. This overthrowing was followed by an outbreak of wars and chaos. And then, just like that, the Pyreans ceased to exist. They knew it was imminent, but they could not prevent it. They called this event the Cleansing. They tried, but they failed. Who knows why? Maybe they found out too late, or maybe they were too weak. That is the question we need to find an answer to. The end was not violent, at least not in the sense as we know it. There was no natural disaster, no magical explosion, no plague. Even though there was war in the Pyrean Empire before its ruin, when the cleansing happened, it was as if all living beings simply fell down and died. It is ghastly. Well, this is the reason why we need your help. Not only episodes of history recur within every cycle, characters do as well. Yes, the Pyreans call them the emissaries. They emerge very shortly before the cleansing occurs, like a law of nature, an answer to the Red Madness. And I am one of them, as are you. While I take on the role of the ruler, you take on the role of the prophet. It's just a description. Call it what you will. But without doubt, it is the truth. Your story matches the descriptions perfectly. Yes. Former enemies or not, both sides have understood the magnitude of the threat. The magical knowledge of Narazul's former mages is vast, as is the power of the Holy Order. Even though not all of the Keepers agree, as you probably have already noted yourself. I do not know. Firespark the Mage has told me your story, and even though your fate is tragic, unlike me, you were insignificant before your change. So maybe everyone can become an emissary, or we simply have not understood the pattern yet. No. As I already said, the emissaries simply appear at the beginning of the end, like pieces on a chessboard. We are determined by our skills. How and to what end we use them is our choice. On the one hand, your power. You carry the potential to master any skill within a fraction of the usual time needed. I assume you have already realized this. On the other hand, your ability to look into the past, and therefore into the future. Your visions are a window into the past, and as every cycle is based on the same events, it is a window into the future as well. You can feel the thread this world is woven with, and because of that, you can see things that have happened, and thus will happen again. This gift makes you indispensable to us, and it is why I want your help. Hollow words. Deep inside, you know your responsibility. Trust me, we are more alike than you believe. That is the wrong question. The correct question is, what alternative do we have? To wait and die? If it is wealth and power you seek, you will have it. The Order has enough of both. Very well. I await your answer.
Where is this supposed to lead?
Oh Lord, just have to take that in. So we have to take that in, kind of. So we're kind of we're attacking pretty much the past, in a sense that we're trying to like not let the past become our future. So yeah, that's a lot to take in. Holy shit. I'm gonna do it, obviously, but it's just, you know, insane. Alright.
Well, have you made your decision? Good. However, there's one more thing before the actual work begins. I want you to join our Order, and to do so, you have to pass a test. A trial. It is. Whatever you think about our story, we are the only faction that is strong enough to oppose the cycle. If you want to be part of our mission, you need to have access to our knowledge and resources. There will be voices in the Order speaking against your admission, as they are speaking against the presence of the Neremese mages. Consider it an honor or a necessity. It is up to you. It is the trial the novices have to pass in order to be exalted to the role of a keeper. Only the best students of the Squalor are allowed admission, and even though you have not been a novice, I want you to take it too. At this very moment, 2 novices are on their way to the testing grounds. I have informed them about your arrival. I have only a slight acquaintance with them. However, I know that they are both very talented and have been working hard toward the test. But see them for yourself. I had a hunch. Let us leave it at that. At the border to the Heartland, near the Whisper Wood, they will be waiting for you there. Take the Myret, talk to Signet Master Bartar, and hand him this package. And then follow his orders. Ah, one more thing. It might be self-evident, but keep your knowledge about the death of the Lightborn to yourself. I do not believe you can do any real harm, but in the worst case, path-abiding people will consider you a heretic. After the cycle has been stopped, we will deliberate upon how we deal with the matter, if and how we tell our people about it. But not now, that is for sure. Now, leave. The sooner we can dispense with this formality, the better.
Yes, sir.
Huh, the notorious prodigy. I was told you know a lot about swordplay.
Yes.
This is holy ground, Outlander. You don't belong here.
Could use that, damn, hold on.
Huh? Can I help you?
Watch yourself. The streets aren't safe this time of the day.
They just sit on their asses and hope things settle themselves. Idiots.
An outlander. What are you doing in this part of the city?
War on Nerum. War on Kile. Red madness.
Huh? Can I help you?
Yes?
Yeah. It's not as if I did.
There we go.
So much to do, so little time.
Greetings.
Monsieur?
Order of the Heartland, okay.
Good evening. Walk blessed, friend. Sure, where to?
Oh, God! Nerd.
Good evening.
Someone called you a nerd.
Yes. Oh, yes. You're the prodigy. I was expecting something else. I hope you're aware of what you're getting yourself into. Our novices trained for years for this trial. And as much as I respect the Grand Master, I think this is naive. In other words, it will be dangerous. Be aware of that. Oh, look at that. It's a bold swashbuckler. But fine, as you like. Then it seems I'm granted the extraordinary honor of exalting the first pathless in the history of the Order to a keeper. The others will scream for joy. Give me the package the Grandmaster gave you, and say hello to your new comrades. I have to go prepare something.
I don't want to hear it. You're prattling. I don't want to hear it. Just shove off. Heretics. Get lost.
What? Oh, hello. You're our unexpected addition, aren't you? The Prodigy? It does, actually. I'm Kalia Sakaresh, by my path novice and aspirant to the First Sigil. I have been told what you did in Old Rashengrad, that you saved the excavations and fought back the mercenaries all on your own. An astonishing feat, truly. You have my respect for that. I know, but you tried. You know, I'm really curious as to what the mercenaries thought they were doing. Someone willing to attack the Holy Order is either extremely powerful or extremely naive. Anyway, it's been an honor to meet you in person. Let's talk later.
All right, enough of the chatter. Come here. Here. These potions will be necessary later, so be careful with them. Apart from that, it's still a few miles to the ritual place. As you're all gifted with magic, the spores in the forest ahead will make you a little dizzy, but we won't stay for long. Any questions? Long story. Simply put, they come from a special kind of mushroom that has infested this forest, and staying near them worsens the arcanist's fever. So, in case you're thinking about exploring further, take some magical protection and some ambrosia with you. Good. Stay close to me. But it's too late for that now. Korek would have conquered the city, and then you will be ashamed. Huh? Oh, did you now? So, what did you see? A horde of naked Scarag women charging towards us? Okay, look, you're very impressive and talented, I get it. But please, spare me this rubbish about visions and echoes of the future.
What the fuck's this guy's problem?
I've always had a fondness for those kind of things, but I'm not really one for all that. So, let's keep going.
So this is the Whispering Forest. Fascinating. I've read a lot about it, but never actually seen it.
Poor thing. My brothers and I have seen the border countless many times.
Get ready!
City's rapid.
That's what you got!
Hold on!
What? That's all you've got?
That was all of them.
Wait, do you see that?
Who cares? He's probably just a traveler.
He shouldn't be here. No merchant in his right mind would voluntarily travel through the Whispering Forest. We'll go take a look at him. Stay ready.
She's with me now. Forever.
Kirosh.
What in? You there? Who are you? And what are you doing here?
She's with me now. Forever.
What are you, deaf? Identify yourself.
His eyes. Master, this is the Red Madness.
Shit, of course. You will put away that pickaxe right now, my sir, and then get on your knees.
She wanted to leave. Don't you understand? She wanted to leave me. Just like that.
This is
But now,
disgusting.
She will stay. She
By the righteous path! Have you lost your mind?
I could ask you the same. Damn it! Did you forget what Magister Yarrow did to the novices? This man could have attacked us at any moment.
Oh, really? Malphus, protect us from your cunning. But did the thought ever cross your mind that one needs to understand a disease in order to heal it? And that some apothecary might have given their left hand for a living patient?
You're not being fair, Master. I was only protecting us.
Like heck you did. You behaved like an idiot. And not for the first time. The other masters might ignore that fact due to your religious commitment and your bloodline. I get that. But if something like this ever happens again, you will be suspended from the rites and will spend the rest of your life polishing prayer banks in the sanctum. Do I make myself clear?
He really was trying to protect us, Master. Maybe...
Do I make myself clear?
You do, Master. And I beg your forgiveness for my offense.
Granted. Now let's push on. We will take care of the body after the ritual.
That's fucking stupid.
Are you okay?
Just save it.
Here it is, the first foothold. This is where Malphus's vassals erected their first camp, so behave yourselves accordingly. You too, prodigy.
Ah!
Well then, before we start, there's something I need to tell you. Something, important. The rumors concerning the deaths of the Lightborn, they're true.
What?
The gods are dead. They fell 2 winters ago, beneath the sword of an unknown traveler. We, that is, the Order, have known about this for quite some time now, but haven't told the common people yet. But since the 3 of you intend to take the trial, there's no way to disguise the truth anymore.
But how can a god die?
There was a prophecy, as old as the Lightborn themselves, in which there was talk of a shadow god, who would end the era of gods. And it came true. I'm sorry.
You're sorry? You're telling us that the gods have been killed, and you are sorry. What's next? That tomorrow the sun will stop shining? Tell us that this is a test, Master. It is, isn't it? A test of our faith.
No, the Lightborn are dead. But hard as it may be to accept, we cannot afford to fall into a spiritual crisis right now.
The Order of the Gods. Malphas's order was created to protect the Lightborn. And if what you're saying, this blasphemy is true, then we're meaningless. We failed, don't you see that? Oh, by the Black Guardian, I just can't believe it.
And though I shan't be seen, thou shalt live by my virtue. 3rd Revelation, verse 137. I know it's hard, Dunmore, but if this is true, we have to show strength and keep on believing in what the Lightborn stood for, which is the idea of peace and...
Oh, just shut your mouth, Sakaresh. If anything, you lowborn scum are living proof that the Order is going downhill. Do you really think I don't know about the village? You're a damned witch, and if this were the old times, you would have been crucified long time ago.
You don't mean that, Dunmore.
Drop it, for heaven's sake! We're all on the same side here.
No, we are not. This wench doesn't have any right to wear the white robes. And if you would spend more time with the Holy Scriptures instead of your brandy bottle, you would see it as well. But no, you just...
Shut up! I swear to you, one more word and you will wish that I just suspended you.
But...
No buts! Do you understand?
Yes.
I hope so, for your sake. Just be glad that this is a time when we need skilled mages more than ever. Just be glad. Now enough of this. Our demeanor defiles this sacred place. There will be enough time for depression and personal crisis after the trial.
I'm totally fine.
The holy words. Thou art my light, my glimmer at the horizon. Thy name is my sacrament, and thy path I will honor. In life, as in death.
May your light guide
me. Good. As you know, this trial will test the fortitude of your spirit. Because this is what distinguishes a keeper from a soldier. What distinguishes a wise man from a fool. Keep that in mind. Now, drink the potion I gave you. You first, Prodigy. Let's hope the Grand Master was right about you.
I just had my shit taken. Motherfucker! You sons of bitches!
Oh no. No. No, no. I knew I wouldn't be the last one. Did they also tell you the tales about the Keeper's spirit? They've lured you into a trap, you know. And you fell for it. Because you're arrogant. Just as I am. As I was. I know I'm not real. At least not according to your definition of the word. But then again, what is reality anyway? If I told you that you and your friend Sirius actually lie dead at the bottom of the sea,
what?
And that everything that has happened so far, your journey to Ark, the search at the Sun Coast, was only a dream, would you be able to recognize the truth? The answer is no. Because you don't want to be dead. Therefore, your mind will do anything to make you believe
plot twist,
this
I actually want to
entire
die.
dream you've had was and is reality. Doesn't it? Tell me, what is time to the dead and dreaming anyway? The last second before the water floods into your lungs. The very last instant before it tears them apart. In your mind, it could be an eternity. A self-created sanctuary built from nothing but your wishes. But what's the point in talking anyway? You don't want to believe me. And I'm tired of trying to make you. Now leave me alone before we make the suppressor even angrier. He doesn't like words. He likes the silence. What? They haven't told you about him? Oh, that's so typical. The suppressor. He's the reason why we will be imprisoned here forever. And why we can't access our feelings and wishes. And he does it because he wants us to lose hope. To stop believing. And... but no. No, not yet. It's too early to surrender. And isn't that what makes us human anyway? To hope? And to just keep on waiting for that one miracle that will end the pain. Yeah, I'll wait. And you will wait with me forever.
I'm gonna have to say no on that. Also...
What the? How did you do that? You simply opened it? But that's impossible. Come on. We have to look. We have to look and see what's outside. We won't get far, but still we have to see. Come, lead the way. By the gods! These are the spirits of the suppressor! They want to punish us!
I'm just trying to get out, folks. I want to, like, get a good old Pabst Blue Ribbon and just have a good old time. I'll tell you what, by God. Oh.
Haven't we been here before? By the gods, everything here looks so similar.
God, shut the fuck up!
Oh, really? We should never have left. This will be our doom.
Okay, look. I'm gonna need you to, like, calm down.
Oh, no.
Oh, my God!
You're right. But then, if I took the answer... a self-created sanctuary. What? And... oh, no. Yeah. What the? How? Come on. We have to look. We have to look and see what's outside. We won't get far, but still we have to see.
Oh, we got pretty fucking far, but you wouldn't stop being a fucking crybaby.
gods! These are the scourges of the suppressor. They want to punish us.
Come on. Oh, so you're not helping. Yeah, ectoplasm. He's not helping. I just now realized that as well. Also,
It's so cold. Maybe it wasn't such a good idea to go. After all, I mean, yeah. Yes, the cell is small, but at least it's safe.
look. If you want to go back, you can go back. I don't give a shit. But like, also, shut the fuck up. Okay. Now that I fucking know that there's traps, I can try and not fucking set them off.
What the? Haven't we been here before? By the gods, everything here looks so similar.
Him.
Oh no. No, no, no. Do you see it? All the cells, they're all empty. And there's blood. Oh no. There were people in there just like us. They didn't know their place either, and now they're dead. They've simply dissolved because they dared to disobey the suppressor. By the gods, this is what will happen to us too. I knew it was right to leave in the first place. I just knew it.
Oh, I'm an idiot. I didn't even see it.
This is so wrong. And right. At the same time, I know we can't escape, but to just have a glimpse outside. The suppressor will understand. Oh no, no! Can't you see? We're back where we... What? The suppressor's punishment. It will be horrible. Of course I'm a part of you, and you are a part of me. Isn't that obvious? But I should have known you wouldn't understand. You're too weak. You always were. No, you haven't. Because you're blind. The suppressor is here, in every single stone, in every bone, in every drop of blood, and yet you are too blind to see it. But I should have known. I mean, what can you expect from someone who has killed his entire family? I followed you because for a brief moment, you made me want to... No, there isn't. Just look at us. Look at what we are. We are the damned because we are trapped too deeply in the past. And that's why we do not deserve freedom. Well, well. So you figured it out? Yes. I am what keeps you in this place. But was it blind rage that made you act, or have you truly understood who I am? Have you understood what drives you and determines your actions? The salt corrodes your skin, and the water filling your lungs is cold. But you still haven't found it, child, have you?
What the fuck is that thing over there?
Oh, hey.
I
see you awake.
What?
How are you feeling? Good question. The room was empty when I came here. Actually, that's quite weird now that you mention it. The entire temple seemed kind of deserted. Probably a ceremony or something like that. Now, tell me, how are you holding up? I heard this trial's quite the feat. Apparently some of the novices never wake up again. In the temple, the curarium to be precise. You were brought here when you were traveling with that Ixon guy. I think the others are already awake, but I didn't want to leave you here, so I thought I'd just stay. I mean, hey, you are a keeper of the first sigil now, aren't you? I believe congratulations are in order. Well, you shouldn't. Do you know why? Because you're pathetic. Simply pathetic.
I said you are pathetic. At first, we believed it would be more exciting this time. But now that we've seen the new prophet, our hopes are gone. You're a joke.
A nobody who let his only friend kick the bucket. As if you'd ever accept that. You humans are always so damn persistent, aren't you? Why? Why can't you just let go?
Because in the end, you are powerless, just
Oh
as all those
my
before
God.
you. And you, prophet, you are the biggest joke of all.
You are nothing but an urchin.
A weakling.
And a murderer.
Okay.
And that is why you will burn. All of you. The cleansing will happen, and there's nothing you can do to stop it. Is that so? Such presumption from a fish who thinks his pondering the world. The world is an interplay of cause and effect, and the only logical consequence of your existence is annihilation. That's the way it was, and that's the way it's going to be. But enough of the banter, urchin. We wanted to meet you, and so we did. Even though the result is rather sobering. Now wake up. Keep on stumbling through the mist.
Assholes. What the fuck is with this guy?
Thank Malphus. I was starting to think I was the only one. How are you? You look exhausted. Of course, sorry. That remark was a little redundant. But it's good to see the Grandmaster was right after all. I woke up just a few hours earlier, and he was here in the meantime. He didn't doubt for a single second that you would make it. But I suppose mutual congratulations are in order. We made it. We passed the trial. Almost, yes. All that is left to do is to take the oath, and then Grandmaster Aranthiel will exalt us to the keepers of the first sigil. Speaking of whom, he also told me some things while you were asleep. About the Pyreans, about these dreams, and of course, about this cycle. This is so bizarre, really. At first we're told out of nowhere that the gods have died, and now humanity is on the brink of extinction. This is a lot to take in. Hard to say. I never had those dreams the Grandmaster talked about, even though I'm magically gifted. But then again, I always had the feeling that the Red Madness was more than an ordinary disease. Well, I suppose all of this explains a lot. At least now I can understand why the Grandmaster was willing to break all the traditions of the Order just to get you exalted to be a keeper. According to him, most of our battle against the cycle will stand or fall with you. Yes, I believe that. It's a great responsibility you've been given, and as impressive as your skills are, I would not want to change places with you. Well, as I said, we both have to take the Holy Oath. You should talk to the Grandmaster as soon as you're ready. He's waiting for you in the Emporium. Right. Dunwar. The apothecary examined him about an hour ago, and it doesn't look good. It's likely that he'll never wake up again. No, in spite of everything. You know, Dunwar was one of those people who tried to gild their insecurity with boastful behavior. The reality is that he was the last of his bloodline, and his faith in the path and his destiny as a keeper were all that he had left. And who knows? Maybe he would have been a great help to the Order with the right guidance. But I guess Master Bartar's revelation was just too much for him. It's hard to be told that everything you've lived for was a lie. Well, maybe I just don't show it as much. But yes, in a way, you're probably right. I suppose that's mainly due to the fact that to me, as opposed to Dunwar, the Order always stood for an idea. And an idea doesn't die with the one who first thought of it. Funny that the Grandmaster said nearly the same thing during the exaltation. Dunwar would have considered it blasphemy. That's true. A lot of crimes were committed during the Lightborn's reign, and I don't want to minimize that. But I also think a lot of those crimes were unavoidable, so to speak. Imagine you're the king of a small island, and one day your realm gets attacked by a fleet of Scarab Reavers. The invasion catches you completely off guard, and within a few hours, the Reavers have advanced to the farmland, just a few feet from your city's main gates. And before you know it, you have to make a decision. Will you use the time that remains to entrench your army within the city's walls to have a better chance of surviving a siege? Or do you send them into the field to fight the Reavers there, knowing that there is only a slight chance to save the farmers, but a big risk that you will lose both the city and the farmers? It would, yes. But what if your foray fails, and ends up being the reason why the Scarab can break through the city's fortifications? Wouldn't that too make you responsible for all the townsfolk they would kill once they got in? What I'm trying to say is, it doesn't matter what you do. There will be people who will despise you for your decision. If your attempt to rescue the farmers fails, you will be accused of having acted blindly and idealistically. And if you just stay in the city, they will say you didn't even try. Of course, there's a small chance the foray might work, but should decisions like that really be made as if they were a game of dice? As I said, I don't mean to absolve the Lightborn of their crimes, but I'd wager my left hand that they had a lot of similar decisions to make. I knew the question would come eventually. I suppose the answer depends on whether you're in the mood for some gloomy talk. Sooner or later you'll hear it from someone else anyway, so why not from me first? As you wish. Where should I start? Maybe with the fact that I don't remember anything that happened before my 6th winter. I don't know where I was born, and I never got to know my parents. I wish I knew. What I do know, though, is that the first memory I have is of waking up in the middle of some village. It was dark, and I felt dizzy and, I don't know, empty? That's probably the best way to describe it. I eventually found the strength to get up and look around, and, well, that's when I realized what was actually going on around me. The entire village. It had been destroyed. There were corpses everywhere. Men, women, children, and the houses had been crushed as if some mad god had rampaged through the streets there. And it had all just happened hours before because the destruction was still fresh. Whatever it was, I didn't have much time to think about it. As soon as I got up, I saw 3 riders coming through the smoke. One of them got off his horse, ran towards one of the corpses, and started screaming something in my direction. Then I felt a blow on the back of my head, and I lost consciousness. By the name of the sun, it's strange to talk about it like this. It's been so long, but the memory feels as if it had happened yesterday. Well, it turned out the riders were hunters who had come from that village. They must have observed the whatever it was from the distance and ridden back to the village. At least I think that's how it went. I guess I'll never find out. The reason they thought I was somehow involved is that the village priest found me a couple of days before it happened near a shrine in the wilderness. Apparently, I was wearing torn clothing, and no matter what the apothecary tried, he couldn't wake me up from my comatose sleep. And it seems that made the writers think I was some kind of witch child, or unholy beast, whichever you prefer. For you, maybe. For them, as simple people, it was probably the best explanation they had. And think about it, it's not that far off. A motherless child who neither talks nor breathes steadily is found abandoned on the roadside and has a strange mark on her face. They leave to go hunting, and when they come back, they find their village in ruins with that foundling child being the only survivor. You have to admit, it's not that much of a stretch, even if those men hadn't been superstitious farmers. Probably. Truth be told, I try not to think about it too much. And actually, it doesn't matter, because I somehow managed to get away before they could do anything. I even made it to Ark all by myself, which didn't turn out to be much of an improvement in the end because I was pathless. Yes. Thinking about it now, I actually wonder how I made it through my time down there. But maybe that's one of the advantages of being a child. You don't think. You just act. Still, the winters down there were cruel, and if Master Tyrus hadn't found and taken care of me, I probably wouldn't have made it through my 2nd year. Yes, otherwise I would not be here. He saw me, and he knew what he had to do, is how he put it. Of course, the Order wasn't too happy about a pathless child in the Scuola, just as some aren't happy about you being here. But Tyrus was a highly regarded man, and that's why they let it slide. That's right, we do, but we are both still pathless, and that disqualifies us according to the Holy Verses. I guess now you understand why I was never as connected to Malphas's teaching as Dunwar was. To some of the Keepers, I am still an outcast, and no matter what I do, I always will be. It does, yes. But then, he had lost both his wife and daughter 5 years before he found me, so maybe I was some kind of substitute. I don't know. But in the end, it doesn't matter. I owe him everything. He was a good man, and that's all that matters. Yes, and now I'm here. Well, here we've reached the end of my impressive tale. I hope you liked it. Gone. He was very old, and there was nothing anyone could do about it. But I'd prefer not to talk about it, if you don't mind. No, I guess I'm not. He does, yes, and he's not alone in his opinion. One of those hunters recognized me in the market my first year as a novice, and you can imagine that it was easy pickings for those who were already against my presence in the Order. From then on, they added names to the derogatory stares. Demon Child, Witch, whatever they could come up with. Maybe, but everything I'm capable of is the fruit of hard work, though they will never acknowledge that. You know what's funny? To some extent, I'm glad to be who I am. That way, people just leave me alone, and that gives me more time to focus on what's important, on my goals. Several, but I'd say that's enough of the gloomy stories, don't you think? There will be plenty of time for chatter in the future. Maybe. You should. It's already late, but if you want, I can show you the most important places in the temple before you go to the Emporium. What do you think? Good. Then get your gear from the chest by your bed and we'll go. Now then, let's go.
I like her. Of course, she could just be leading me astray with that story, but...
Alright, this is the Sanctum. It's a place of silence and prayer, and also where we'll be exalted later.
Also, I do kind of feel for Dunmar. I really do.
Bloody weather.
I always, whenever I meet pretentious people, I kind of like always put them down to the point that they're, you know, just an annoyance and a shame on society. But honestly, the guy is kind of like, you know, screwed, and he really wanted to become a keeper, and I have to respect that at least. But yeah,
Okay, I think you've seen this place before. We call this part of the temple the Chronicum, and in here is gathered the knowledge of the Order, written down in books and parchments. Plus, all of the experiments and research on artifacts and magic is done here, so it's a place you'll probably see often in the near future. Ah, and just below the Chronicum is the temple smithy. You should go there if you need equipment. Over there, that's the Scuola and the quarters, where both the keepers and the novices live. There's also a training room where everything from swordplay to marksmanship can be trained and taught. You will find some skilled teachers there. Well, I think that's about it. You've already been to the Emporium, and I assume to the Eye of the Gods as well. I suggest you speak to the Grandmaster as soon as you're ready to take the oath. Prepare myself, probably. Now walk blessed. I will see you soon.
Honestly, I'm a little past my... I'm gonna just keep playing. Like... Oh shit, I pressed the wrong fucking button. I'm like really enjoying this. Like I am... I might have an armor like that. But I'm really enjoying this, and if the series isn't, I mean, if the series ends,
Do you actually believe this could work?
I don't know.
It sounds absurd.
I don't believe I know. The mercenary, he might not be the shining knight of Castle Starsound, but he's better than most of your men. I want him, and you will need to convince your true Chesser of it.
Is that so? Very well, I will convince her. You will hear from me.
I hope so.
Prophet, good to see you. How do you feel? You've never been in any danger. If I had doubted your abilities, even to the slightest, I would have never spoken out for you. In any case, all that is left to do now is to recite the oath. Then we will finally deal with the more urgent matters. The ceremony needs a little preparation, 1 day at least. Come back then. Even if it hurts to lose more time, the cleansing approaches. I can feel it. Just this night I had another of the dreams. People I knew, including you. But these people weren't themselves. There was something else, and it spoke through them. They mocked us and said our struggle against the cycle was pointless. It was peculiar. I believe that these beings are connected to the cycle. You did? That is interesting. It must be related to our roles as emissaries. None. Maybe they are. In any case, if they are indeed responsible for the cycle, they are our enemies. That's what matters for now. Come back tomorrow for the ceremony.
Transcribe verse 80 100 times.
Wow.
Sky can rain fire.
Well, I'm like, again, I am sorry. I want to keep playing this. This is probably going to be a very long one. My sir! This is probably going to be a long one. I really do apologize. It's just, I'm enjoying this. This is really, really fun. Like, yeah, sorry. I'm going to keep on trekking. Free ambrosia, thank you. Where the fuck am I? I went... Excuse me. I'm sorry. There we go. I threw the wrong door, obviously. Yeah.
This is...
Why, like... I kind of feel for Dumber. I mean, Dumwar, whatever his name is. It's just a shit, like... It's a shit problem. Like, there's nothing you can do.
My sir! Phew. There you are. Here. A letter for you. What? Oh. That's very generous of you. Thank you. Safe travels. And may his light guide you.
Wait a minute. Oh, I know what it is now. I know what it is. There we go. I don't know what that was, actually. That's weird. That was weird.
Huh? Can I help you?
Give me a little sucky one fucky. What? What?